Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Speaking Nerd Podcast, the place talk about all things comics, movies, TV, video games, and everything nerdy. Um, it's just
It's been a
me,
week.
and it's just me and AJ here again. Everybody's not here.
Again.
They're just dealing with things that we won't talk about. And I had a topic planned, but since everybody's not in the room, we're just gonna
Gonna
talk
push it.
about we're just going to talk about the news of the week, and there's
Mhm.
not too much to go over, but there are
You can
some.
always pan the runtime.
I guess so, because that's what we're good at on this podcast is
Yeah,
making
we're
things longer
experts.
than they should be. um, but first, I just wanted to kind of
I'm
talk
very
over
good.
the small stuff before we go over the big topic or the big
Mhm.
points of conversation. So the first thing I wanted to mention was Joker 2 is
Oh
reportedly
no.
still in development with
Don't know why. It's a
yeah,
bad idea.
yeah.
It's a bad, bad, bad idea.
It's really it's just like it's really strange when you think about it cuz the movie ended on such a good note, and then
Like,
there's
th- it's just it should just be a one-off, you know.
yeah.
Like, you know what would be cool? Like some solo villain movies, like Joker, about like more sympathetic tellings of supervillains.
Mhm.
Like like a Lex Luthor movie I'd call Alexander the Great. You know? And that would be about, Lex's childhood and how he turns into the villain we all know and love.
Mhm.
Or uh or a movie about Eobard Thawne and going from a big fan of the Flash to arch enemy.
I
I
saw
call
some
that
yeah.
the man who would be Flash.
I saw somebody on Twitter say that, instead of doing a second Joker movie, they'd have like maybe a Mr. Freeze movie. And I was thinking about that. I was like, that would actually work pretty well for like a sympathetic villain.
Mr.
Um,
Freeze is like the perfect candidate. I also want Mr. Freeze. I want Mr. Freeze to be a villain in in one of the Matt Reeves Batman movies. So
hmm Yeah, yeah, he's definitely like a contender for like a sequel or something.
mhm.
I'd really like that.
and there's I watched this like video that was on DC. It was like a panel from last DC fandom or something. I
hmm
must have not seen it. It was like these villains, these guys who have played villains in the past, which included Mark Strong. And one of the questions that they were asked was like, what DC villain would they want to play? And he said that he saw some art of him as Mr. Freeze, and he said he'd love to do that.
hmm
So, Reeves, you got to cast Mark Strong as Mr. Freeze, and just do hard advice.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I liked
No
Mark
ice
Strong.
puns.
Yeah, no, God no.
No ice puns.
Just keep Arnold the hell away from it, and just leave out the ice
I mean,
puns.
like Mark Strong, is such an underrated actor because he's a perfect villain. Like
Also,
he played let's see, he played Savannah in Shazam, which is a great superhero movie. Also played
Sinestro.
Blackwood
Oh yeah.
in Sherlock Holmes, which I made a video about. So if you want to check that out right now, you should.
Mm.
Plug.
Yeah. Sinestro. I actually really liked him as Sinestro,
I
even
th-
though
I
he.
think he was great as Sinestro. I think the actors were not the problems with that movie because I think Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan and Mark Strong as Sinestro were great castings, and I think they did well for what they were given.
hmm
And while Green Lantern is bad, kill me, everybody, but I think it's a little overrated. I mean, overhated. Because there's some elements that are, pretty good. I'm not saying it's like an underrated masterpiece or anything, but
I need to watch it again because it's been so long since I've last seen it. Um,
like it's a
yeah.
pretty bad movie, but I think there's some elements that are good.
Speaking of other Mark Strong roles, he was in Kick Ass and he was like the best part of the whole movie.
I need to see that movie.
It's
I mean, I
great
know
though.
I'll love it because it's made by Matthew Vaughn, and he's one of the best directors working today.
He made the best
Because
X Men movie, so
X-Men First Class is the best X-Men movie.
yeah.
If you think otherwise, you're wrong. Dead wrong. And if you say Logan, you're an idiot. Because that's not an X-Men movie. And if you keep making that argument on Twitter, I will destroy you.
Mm. Um,
Also made Kingsman, which is a banger.
yeah. Yeah, Kingsman is really good. Um, but yeah, I would love to see instead of doing another movie with Joaquin, because even though I loved Joaquin's Joker, like I thought that movie was really good, and even though it was a blatant Taxi Driver King of Comedy like cologne,
Off.
like um, it did some really good stuff, and
I
instead
mean,
of
I think I think what DC is good at is making unique and very different comic book stories.
mm,
I think that's what Joker is, and it's I think that's the direction DC should go. And I'm not saying that all DC movies should be rated R because I don't want that. I want I want each movie to be kind of the unique vision of the director. Why I'm so excited for the Batman.
mm,
It would be cool to have some more of these villain movies. Like, cool to have an Edward Nygma movie, not the one from the Batman, but like an origin that's more similar to how he was used in Gotham, which is great, and you
mm,
should watch Gotham because it's amazing.
um,
And just for context, I didn't watch it when it came out. I just started watching it last Saturday. So
yeah. Um, yeah, instead of cashing in on Joaquin and all that, I want them to take what they learned from Joker, all the good stuff primarily, and apply it to other projects, whether it be like Elseworld type deals or you know their their somewhat cinematic universe, which is, I mean, it's kind of on the struggle, but
the
but
multiverse.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't want a Joker too. Um,
Oh, what? Now, what if we got a Clayface movie? Saying it would be awesome. Do the Matt Hagen origin from Batman the Animated Series.
yeah.
I also want him to be a villain in the Batman Matt Reeves universe, so I'm torn.
I don't know if Matt Hagen would work for the Matt Reeves verse, but at the
I
very
think he
least,
would,
yeah. Well,
because it seems pretty
at
fantastical.
the very least, I want to
There's
see Killer Croc, like a good interpretation of Killer Croc.
because Suicide Squad does not count. Cough, cough, because it's bad. Cough, cough. 'Cause
um,
I had a Twitter interaction Alter Alter today. He said that the DCU is better than the MCU. I was like, "Dude,
um,
you're wrong. Sorry.
yeah, no.
Majority of the DCU is it's hot garbage. There's a few great ones in there. You know, Wonder Woman's, the Aquaman's, the Shazams.
Hmm.
Then there's the Suicide Squads and the VS's and the Man of Steels.
Yeah, I just it's very fragmented for sure.
Mm-hmm. Like there's a few hits in there, but it's a good amount of misses too.
At least with the MCU, they have a level of consistency with their movies.
I mean, like even like the worst ones are probably better than the worst of the DCU.
I would rather watch Marvel at its worst than watch Suicide Squad again.
Yeah, I mean, like I'd rather watch Thor Ragnarok. I mean, no, not Thor Ragnarok.
The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Thor Ragnarok because it's a banger. But
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Thor: The Dark World over Suicide Squad or Man of Steel or VVS.
Mm.
That's saying something because Thor: The Dark World is not good.
It's such a boring fucking movie.
Mm-hmm. And they wasted Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, he played Malekith, right?
Yes, the most forgettable villain ever.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's like, you know, the like there's not many misses in the MCU. Now the majority of the DCU is misses, and I'm not trying to hate on DCAU because I'm a DC fan at heart. I
Mm.
want these movies to succeed, but someone saying that DCU's better than the MCU is it's just factually wrong
Yeah.
because there's a reason the MCU works because they have a consistent quality. Daredevil is in the MCU, so that automatically beats all of it.
Yeah, pretty much. um yeah.
I
Anyway,
mean, Daredevil is like literal gold compared to Suicide Squad.
yeah. Even Daredevil at its worst is still better than the majority of the DC
I
EU.
I'd see Daredevil at its worst is better than all of the DCEU. Because I mean, even when it's at its worst, it's still trying.
Yeah. So you'd put it even above Shazam.
Well, maybe not Shazam, because we all know I love Shazam so much. Okay, so the only exceptions with the DCU would be Shazam, the Wonder Woman movies, Aquaman. Everything else can die.
um yeah, I don't know. I got to think about that. But anyway, moving on.
I've
Um
not seen Birds of Prey, if that's what you're thinking. I've not seen it, so I
uh,
can't say anything.
yeah. Um next thing I just kind of wanted to mention was Andrew Garfield. He was
Oh, oh
being
boy.
interviewed by Josh Horowitz from he's done like MTV stuff and whatever, but they were talking they mentioned Spider-Man No Way Home, and Andrew said that he wasn't in the movie, quote unquote. But I have like two thoughts on this. Either he's telling the truth or it's just like a big pile of shit. Cuz
Like what? Like on one hand, if he's telling the truth and there's no multiverse in No Way Home, I think that's a great thing. But if he's not telling the truth, that's exciting also because I don't care. I want my boy Andrew Garfield.
Um.
It's like a double-sided coin for me.
Mhm.
Like on the one hand, I really want to see Andrew Garfield Spider-Man again.
Mhm.
On the other hand, I want a good Spider-Man movie. I know if we go the multiverse route, it's just not gonna be good.
Honestly, like I wouldn't be upset either way
Yeah,
with
I
what
would. I
happens.
really wouldn't.
But yeah. Also, he mentioned during the interview that he has a secret Twitter account, and everybody's been
Yeah,
everybody's been trying to
that
find
was
it.
hilarious.
That killed me because literally my entire feed, after that went out, was people trying to tweet at Andrew
Hmm.
Garfield, getting him to like trying to get noticed, which apparently
Or
like
saying that they are the Andrew Garfield account.
yeah. It's funny to me because he even said during the interview, like he's seeing all of this, praise and like rumors and stuff coming up for the movie, and it's strange. Like he's just sitting there, either like he's under the NDA where he can't really talk about it, so he's just waiting for that fan reaction, or he's just
Where he
genuinely
has no
confused,
NDA.
or he's just genuinely confused on people saying that he's actually in the movie. So, um,
No, it would be absolutely hilarious, but also painful. If there was no chances at all of getting a Spider Verse movie, and everybody just made this up.
uh, well, I mean, if that was the case, I know a lot of people would be really pissed. But
I mean, at this point, it's just a fan's fault.
yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean, like the whole WandaVision
I was
thing,
just gonna bring that up. It's
and now if this isn't a multiverse movie, people are gonna scream.
which honestly, I don't want it to be a multiverse movie. Like I just want it to be a solo Tom Holland movie, and
Hmm?
take what didn't work about the previous movies and
Which is a
work on it.
lot.
Like work on those and try to make a better movie. But uh,
I'm also the problem because I'd love to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back again.
oh yeah, me too, definitely.
Uh,
But my issue is that I don't want them to come back for this movie and
Like
this movie alone.
I love a movie outside of the trilogy. You know,
Yeah,
maybe a follow up to the Doctor Strange movie, Spider Verse movie, but outside the trilogy.
yeah,
Because I mean, I just want this movie to be solely focused on making this Spider-Man a fully rounded character, which I really don't think he is.
yeah. It just and all the time that he's been in the MCU, it hasn't really felt like he's
Like
made.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
I don't know why he's doing this.
there's
I
no
don't know why he's Spider-Man.
there's no impact there. Like,
There's no good reason why this kid would be doing any of this, based on what I've seen. Unless he's just an idiot. I mean, none of his surrounding characters act like actual human beings.
yeah,
Because if like if I did any of the things that he's done to his friends in the past two movies, I would not have friends.
no. It's still sad to me that the best movie we had with him so far was Civil War.
Hmm.
Everything that has come
And that
afterwards has just been
mm,
either lackluster or like just kind of meh. Like,
like Homecoming, last half was a good Spider-Man movie. First half was garbage.
mm,
Okay, not good Spider-Man movie, pretty good.
mm.
Still think it's dumb that the final act is him stopping the Vulture from getting a bunch of Tony Stark stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dumb.
Yeah. Anyway,
As a whole, these movies are pretty dumb.
pretty much, yeah. Next topic. I guess we'll get this out of the way first because this is a hot button issue right now, and a lot of
Yeah.
people are really upset about this.
Really upset.
So there's a Superman reboot happening with J.J. Abrams, and I can't pronounce the other guy's name, but he's a comic book writer.
Is it like the Ta-Nehisi
Yeah, him.
guy?
Yeah.
Wait, can I say something? I really don't like his comics. I don't want to anger anybody, but I think he's like a really bad writer.
I haven't really read much of his stuff, so I can't I don't really have an
His,
opinion on that.
These Captain America comics are really bad. Because you want to know what Red Skull is doing in his comics?
Enlighten
on
me.
YouTube. On YouTube, and he's pretending to be Jordan Peterson. Apparently, Jordan Peterson is a Nazi.
That's so strange. Wow.
That's just dumb writing. It's also like lacks zero subtlety.
So for the last couple months, there were rumors floating around that for this project they wanted to focus on a black Superman, which I know a lot of people's first thought was either they're gonna make a movie about Val Zod or
Calvin
Ellis, or the president, or some people like I know some people said Steel and but
don't know why they do that, because Steel shouldn't be Superman unless it's Reign of the Superman, and to have Reign of Superman has to be dead. And for Superman to be dead, there has to be a Superman to die.
Yeah. But some reports came out earlier this week that they were adamant on finding a black director and that the movie would focus on a black Clark Kent.
Which really doesn't make sense to me at all.
All right. Well, how about you go first and explain your stance on this?
Right before I get canceled. I think it's a waste of time, honestly, because I'd rather see a movie with about an original black superhero that I actually care about, instead of a black version of Clark Kent, which I think is ill advised, and I think it's the baity thing for WB to do. Probably to get the fans off their backs, personally. And I'd rather see like a Static Shock movie, Black Lightning, John Stewart, Green Lantern, instead of this.
Yeah.
Because I think those are much more interesting characters. In this context, I love Superman, and I want a Superman movie, but not in this context. And I just think it's incredibly ill-advised, and it smells like the Eastern Seaboard. A lot of fish.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I feel like they're only doing this just to get a reaction out of everybody, which is especially weird because, first of all, the timing of this was really off-putting because the day that they announced this was on Henry Cavill's birthday.
It's
Um,
it's like a big old screw you.
so yeah, it pretty much felt like just like a slap in the face to everybody who
I mean,
liked.
like someone pointed this out, that like when the Shang-Li trailer came out, it was on Simu Lu's birthday, the
Mhm.
guy who plays the main character.
Right.
It's a good thing. DC's like, oh, I'm gonna say that you're fired on your birthday, Henry Cavill, because we suck. See the parallels between how Marvel actually makes good decisions, WB does not.
it's it's especially strange given to recent events, especially with Ray Fisher and all that was
Hmm.
going on during Justice
I mean,
League's
this is
production.
just making them look even worse.
Yeah, yeah, especially after all the goodwill from the Snyder Cut, and it's they're
And they
just
could have cashed on that. Uh, I mean, with several ways that I could list right now. I don't feel like it.
yeah.
But they had to release that Justice League trailer, and then they had to announce that they're replacing Henry Cavill on his birthday. And very dumb move. That is obviously just made to cover the whole Ray Fisher ordeal.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's based like they're just using this as a shield for that, and that's really upsetting.
I mean,
Um,
they're basically saying, "Oh, you're mad at us for being racist? We're not racist."
Here's a black
A
Superman.
Black Superman movie. So obvious. Your grandma could figure it out.
Yeah, it's they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like they just don't know what they're doing with
Really
anything.
don't.
And what they think is a good idea ends up just being not a good
Dumbest
idea.
thing.
It's just really stupid. Um, and this, like, it really sucks because I really want a good Superman movie with Henry Cavill. Like, I want them
Yeah.
to, make a well written story and, have him in the lead role. You know,
I want Henry Cavill to get the chance to be my Superman. You know?
yeah.
To be the Superman I've always wanted to be. To be the Superman from the comic books. He didn't get a fair chance. And you know how long it's been since we've gotten a Superman movie?
Almost a decade now. Like,
Years. 8 years. I doubt we're gonna get. I mean, I could see us waiting for another decade.
yeah.
Because, oh, Superman's not relevant. You gotta change him to fit the new era. That's not true. That's not how Superman works.
That's even weirder statement because especially what they're doing with Superman and Lois now. So even then I found that
Why can't
statement
you make a
complete
movie
bullshit.
like that?
Yeah.
Just make a Superman and Lois movie. I don't know. I mean, just get the people who make that show to make a Henry Cavill movie. This would be automatically great.
Honestly, if you're gonna go through with all this, like a Black Superman movie, keep it out of the DC extended universe. Like, come on.
Yeah, it is. It's not in that universe.
Well,
Said gonna be outside of that continuity.
Um, I mean, well,
WB. First, you do something stupid that makes me hate you. Then I have hope for a while. And then you do something stupid that makes me hate you. Then I don't have hope anymore.
I mean, if anybody has any like brain cells there, they can always just be like, we'll still keep Henry for, the DCEU projects because even The Rock wants him in the Black Adam movie.
Yeah. I mean, just you could make. I mean, you could continue the DCU, but do like you could do a Black Superman for Matt Reeves' universe. I don't know. Even though I want Tom Welling to be the Superman in that universe.
Yeah, I mean, you're already having 3 Batman on screen, like not too far from each other, so it wouldn't hurt to
Like,
have.
like how can we have okay, Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, and Robert Pattinson all on the big screen, but we can't have one Superman? That's ridiculous.
I don't know. I
They
honestly,
need to get their house in order.
I feel like if all like, say, this whole allegation stuff never happened, and they made this announcement, things would have been a lot better. A lot better reactions, but due to the circumstances preceding it and also just the timing, that really killed it in the end. So,
Yeah, like really bad timing.
yeah. So, what's going to happen is that this movie's going to come out, people are going to be really pissed, and, you know, just keep berating WB more than usual, I guess. It's like,
I mean, I'm not gonna not watch it. I mean, it's a DC movie. I'll pretty much watch any DC movie, but I doubt it's gonna be good. I think it's just a really bad idea.
I'm just waiting to see how this all
Things
turns
considered.
out. Um,
Yeah,
I know Alter's pretty optimistic about it. If
he
you,
made a video. I need to watch that.
yeah, yeah, if you guys watch his video, which I did, um, he's pretty optimistic about the whole thing. But to me, I'm really skeptical, especially with all that's going on right now, and I feel like it's just they're not gonna pull it off. And also,
My thing right now is like trust, but verify.
yeah.
Like, don't trust WB to actually make sane decisions anymore.
Also, the fact that J.J. Abrams is in this project makes it worse by default.
And he's only made like a few good movies. Those do not include the Star Wars movies because they suck. Rise of Skywalker is the worst Star Wars movie. Sure. Super 8 is good though, but that was really early.
Yeah.
The best Star Trek movie in his trilogy wasn't even directed by him, so see that as it may.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, there's just a lot going against it, and we'll just have to see what comes out of it in the near future. So
Probably utter garbage, but
probably, yeah.
the way it is nowadays.
Yeah.
Helps to be a DC fan.
We're still holding out hope for Matt Reeves Batman. So at least
Nah, that's gonna be a banger.
at least we still have that.
We have that. We have the next Aquaman movie, next Shazam movie. This is gonna be another Wonder Woman at some point.
Probably, yeah.
Suicide Squad, actually a good one.
Yeah, tons of DC stuff coming.
I'm really hoping that they like this one movie that I really want, but I'm not sure if they'll ever do it. I want a Taika Waititi directed Mr. Gold movie. So Matt Reeves should direct a Commandy movie.
um,
Got apes.
Yeah, actually, that would actually work pretty well in his favor.
You, you got to get on that, guys. It could be a trilogy. Another Matt Reeves directed trilogy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
It just set it in the DCU and then just have it print money.
Yeah. Yeah, just print money.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, heck, you could throw in Batman in there.
Yeah. Why not?
Do it like that Batman Returns the Bold episode where he accidentally time travels Commandy's time.
Mm. Could you imagine Robert Pattinson's Batman meeting Commandy? That would be so strange.
That would be awesome.
Oh my god. But yeah, anyway, I just not really much else to say honestly about this. So why don't we move over to our last topic of the day, which is
I hope it's less depressing.
Marvel Phase 4.
It's definitely less depressing.
They put out a video this week, and it was pretty much
amazing.
Them putting their foot down, going over all the movies that are coming out for Phase 4. Some of them maybe Phase 5 by the end, but some of them, I want to say 22 onward, they got all new release dates. So I figured
there's only 2 I'm worried about.
Yeah. Well,
directed by the same person.
Yes. We're just gonna go through each of the movies, say what we think about, say about them. I guess update our thoughts since the last time we talked about Phase 4, and we'll see how this all goes. So, first, we have the rest of 2021 coming with and this is just movies. They didn't talk about the TV shows. I'm pretty sure they just went through all the movies.
I do have to say they've been hitting the ground running with those TV shows.
They have.
WandaVision was great. Falcon and Winter Soldier was great. Loki looks like it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So.
They also Miss Marvel. I don't know if you saw the set leaks for.
Oh yeah, I think that costume is really great.
I really like it
because I'm a huge fan of Miss Marvel. If you guys don't know, she's one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Mm-hmm.
She's better than Captain Marvel because most of the people who write her are bad.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll get to Captain Marvel in this list, but
also Miss Marvel's cooler, so
yeah, way cooler power set, but
plus her personality is way better.
Yeah, for sure. So, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and then Spider-Man, still the same dates. So July 9th for
Black Widow. Poor Black Widow.
July 9th for Black Widow, September 3rd for Shang-Chi, November 5th for Eternals, and then December 17th for Spider-Man No Way Home. So.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm getting Shang-Chi in my birthday month.
He's in my birthday month too.
What a win.
Yeah. We're both winning that month.
Yeah, sure are.
I still think the project that I'm most looking forward to this year coming up is Shang-Chi. Like,
obviously.
It looks awesome.
Because, like, Black Widow suffered so much. Like, I don't really think anyone's excited for it anymore because it's been drawn on too long.
Yeah.
And, like, I was super bummed out at the start anyways because she should have gotten a movie in Phase 1, darn it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you guys doing? Black Widow should have gotten a movie in like Phase 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So I don't see the point of making a movie after she's dead.
Yeah, that was the thing that confused me was you're gonna make the movie, even though we know what's gonna happen to her in the end. So
Like you won't make a Black Widow movie until her character's dead. That's dumb.
hey, you won't make a Black
Because
Widow movie before Captain Marvel. I think that's that's sacrilege
new
right there.
news flash, Black Widow is a much better character than Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel is a bad movie.
Yeah, it's not
So you
great.
want to say I hate women? You can suck it because I want a Black Widow movie.
Well, I know that most of everybody's not excited, but I'm still holding a smidge of hope that that does well.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Scout's honor,
I just hope.
because
Yeah,
Scarlett Johansson's awesome. So
yeah, I just hope where I live the theaters will be open because I've never missed an MCU movie in the theaters. I've seen all of them, and I'm hoping that I can watch it in the comfort of my theater and keep
I
that streak
think
going.
I think I only missed like one in theaters,
Yeah.
and that was Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, you didn't really miss much, honestly.
Honestly, I haven't. I think I might have watched the entire movie on Netflix. Think so.
Do you remember any of it?
I remember the scenes where Paul Rudd is playing the drums.
Yeah,
That was the best part.
that's about it. Yeah.
I think it's a really fun movie. But it's not not great.
It's fun, but it's incredibly forgettable.
It's a popcorn movie, you know?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
Good with that.
Yeah.
The first Ant-Man movie is a banger, so you guys got to start saying that. Paul Rudd is perfect casting.
Yeah. So, moving on to 2022. First, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is coming out
It's gonna be a banger.
March 25th, 2022, and this is probably the project, the 2022 projects that I'm looking forward to the most. Besides Love and Thunder, I'd say Doctor Strange is top of the list for me.
So, what are all the ones in 2022?
Right after that is Thor: Love and Thunder, May 6th, 2022. Um, Black Panther 2, which is they changed the title to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, coming out July 8th, 2022. And then the last movie coming out is I'm assuming this is Captain Marvel 2, but they changed the name to The Marvels, which is coming out November 11th, 2022. So,
Okay, um, so Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Panther, those three sound great.
yeah.
The Marvels, I'll be happy to see Miss Marvel, and I'm guessing the what's her name from WandaVision?
Monica?
Monica. I'm guessing she's gonna be in that too.
Yeah.
Be glad to see those two.
Yeah, for sure.
No offense to character. I mean, no offense to Brie Larson, but I'm not really excited to see her character anymore because it's not good. It's not good.
It's hard to care, honestly.
She just doesn't have a character.
Yeah.
But I'll watch anything with Monica in it because she has a great character.
Yeah.
She didn't need a whole movie. And you only needed a few episodes in a show that wasn't even about her. So I guess that says a lot about Captain Marvel, doesn't it? She had a whole movie and she isn't even a character.
So, speaking of the name changes, I don't mind Black Panther as much because it
Yeah.
seems appropriate, especially after um uh you know what happened with
Boseman's
Chadwick.
passing.
So, you know, uh seems fitting and
Mhm.
But for the Marvels though, it sounds really strange. Like just a title.
Sounds kind of really weird.
It sounds like Marvel's version of the Brady Bunch. Like it's that's
Yeah,
that's the vibe I'm getting from it.
you should have just called it the Marvel Bunch.
In the Marvel Bunch,
The Marvel Bunch.
it'd be a better title.
Remember that Jimmy Fallon thing?
Yes.
That was great.
Um.
I dare the MCU to do that at the beginning of one of their movies. Put that in, just stick that in there instead of the regular intro.
Yeah. Speaking of the opening, if you're gonna put it in the shows, don't put it for every episode.
Mhm.
I'm honestly sick of that.
So, I would like die laughing if at the end of Doctor Strange they put the "Please stand by" at the end.
That would kill me.
Everybody would scream.
Um. Yeah, that would. Oh my god, that'd be a riot for sure. I just imagine, um, like a portal opens. You don't see who's coming through the portal, but you see Doctor Strange's reaction, and then all of a sudden that pops up. People would be pissed.
It needs to happen.
Just people throwing their drinks and it's like fuck this. Um,
That's gonna happen.
but yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in 2022 for sure.
I mean, plus, not to mention the DC movies we have in 2022.
Right.
Batman, cough, cough. Cinema waiting to happen.
Spider-Verse
Cough,
2?
cough. Oh, Spiders too.
Yeah.
Also cinema.
Yeah. Those
An
are
actual
probably like
Spider-Verse movie that I'm excited to see.
yeah. Those are
Looking at
probably
you,
those
Spider-Man 3.
those two are probably going to be the best things to come out of 2022. Like bar none.
Mhm.
I guarantee it.
Obviously.
Um
I'm so glad that Sam Raimi is directing a Marvel movie.
yeah, another Marvel movie. And
No, like an MCU Marvel movie.
yeah. I think it's really fitting because, he's a good horror director. Like if you watch
So he's basically the papa of Marvel movies.
yeah, that and he's also
Because without his Spider-Man movies, we wouldn't have these.
also he's working on a character that he loves like a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'd say just as much as Spider-Man. So it seems
Plus,
appropriate.
it's genre.
Yeah. So for 2023, there's a couple movies that have dates and one of them which doesn't have a date. The first one is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is coming out in February 17th, 2023.
Yes.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which will be May 5th.
Banger.
May 5th of that year. And the last movie...
Apparently, Drax is not going to last beyond that one.
You don't think so?
That's what Dave Bautista said.
Huh. I saw some people speculating that
Color of the
yeah, they were
titles
talking about that. It was like
tell you who's going to die.
yeah, somebody pointed out Rocket, which I don't know about that. My question is, when the fuck is the Christmas special coming out?
They're coming out soon. Is it going to be before or after?
Probably
I wonder.
before. I'm gonna
So
say
you know what else is coming out in 2023?
what's that?
Shazam 2.
Oh, okay. Isn't Aquaman coming out that year too?
I swear if that's coming out too, 2023 is going to be a great year for me.
And the last movie they showed off, which didn't have a date, was Fantastic Four,
Which is going to be bad. so mad that John Watts is infecting yet another favorite comic book character of mine. I mean, group of
Could
characters.
you imagine it if the biggest takeaway after that movie comes out is the 2005 movie is still the best one?
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Oh man, I'd be laughing to death. It'd be so great.
You know what's
Um,
my guess? It's gonna be about Fantastic Four in high school.
oh God,
And
get
you
it
and
away.
what and and you know Doctor Doom is gonna be like a former employee of Tony Stark, and his like his face was messed up by Tony Stark during, I don't know, the Battle of New York,
Mhm.
something like that.
I just want a fantastic movie that's a Fantastic Four movie that's set during the
That's
1960s.
fantastic.
Yeah, and that's actually good. But
Yeah,
um,
I mean that's what I'm saying. I want a Fantastic Four movie that's actually fantastic.
yeah,
I know we aren't because it's John Watts, and and if any of you guys like the John Watts Spider-Man movies, you can yell at me. I don't care because they suck.
they probably are going to be yelling at you on Twitter, so it's a given.
Yep. I
Um,
mean, if you think Spider-Man: Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie, one, you're wrong.
no man. Um,
I don't care.
so during the video, they also showed off some footage for the Eternals movie, and I don't know. And honestly, I don't really have much to say about it. There isn't really a
I'm
whole
gonna
lot
be
to go off of
really,
it.
I'm gonna be really honest. It's the one movie I'm least excited for, like in general, of all movies coming out in any time for the next millennia. Because I have no idea who the Eternals are, and I really don't care. If it's good, and I bet it will. I mean, it's an MCU movie. If it's good, but I've never heard of them. They don't sound that interesting, but
Yeah,
if it's good, I'll watch it. Honestly, I'll watch it anyway, even if it's bad.
yeah. It was one of those things where I heard it the first time. Was like, oh, we're gonna make the Eternals, and I'm like, okay.
What's that?
And then, and then they showed off the footage earlier this week, and I'm like, okay. Like, there's just nothing to grasp on there.
Like, you
Um,
know what we could be getting instead of this? X-Men movie.
yeah.
And I would rather have that. Also, like, why aren't we getting an Avengers movie this phase?
Hmm. Um,
It's kind of a bummer.
maybe we are getting one. They just haven't revealed it yet.
I really hope we get Secret Invasion. Except it's kind of sad that Iron Man's not going to be in Secret Invasion.
Yeah. I mean, we are getting Secret Invasion, but I mean, as a Disney Plus series.
All know we all know who did Secret Invasion best. Go with me. Avengers,
Yes.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah.
Where Captain Marvel was actually written well.
Yeah. And she wasn't even Captain Marvel. She was Miss Marvel, and she was still great.
Yeah.
Also, she
You
had.
know it'd be killer
What's that?
if it was revealed that Captain Marvel was a Skrull the whole time. That's why she's so boring.
Yeah. um, if we do get an Avengers movie, I'm hoping, because of all the setup that we've been getting as of recently, we either get Um, a Young Avengers movie or Dark Avengers. I just want those two at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
So someday, Galactus.
And then everybody's gonna like Galactus, and it's gonna be a fucking shit show.
Yep.
They didn't really. This also just a last bit to mention, but they didn't say it during the whole showcase. But Blade, starring Mahershala Ali, is they're gonna start filming it in July of next year. So
When is that coming out?
I have no idea. I don't think they have a date
Is
for that one.
that is one movie I'm really excited for because Blade's awesome.
I'm excited for Mahershala to play Blade. I'm just really worried because, you
It's
know,
gonna be like toned down.
especially yeah, toned down compared to the previous Blade movies. Which, if you've not watched the first Blade movie, go watch it. It's great. Even Blade 2, I'd recommend you watch. Blade 3 or Trinity, stay the fuck away from it. But yeah, I feel like
That's my only worry. I hope they don't do it though. I mean, to be fair, like the Netflix Marvel shows, just go with that tone.
mm-hmm.
Daredevil it, then it'll be great.
He could just smash Dracula's head with a car door.
Yes. I just want a one shot of Blade killing vampires.
Yeah. Well, it's more exciting.
Imagine Blade in an Avengers movie.
That'd be pretty gnarly for sure.
That would be amazing. Like Blade, Spider-Man.
But
be so weird. But
yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, this Blade movie, I'm definitely looking forward more to this than that other vampire movie that's coming out.
Cough, cough. Even though he's a great villain, cough, cough. He's also played by a bad actor. Cough, cough.
Oh man, that movie's probably gonna be a piece of shit.
But will it be better or worse than Venom?
Worse, for sure.
Worse.
You know what's still strange? We haven't got anything for Venom 2 yet.
And except for that title.
But yeah, that title and a whole bunch of like leaked products like they're putting out. But yeah, still no like nothing, absolutely nothing. Even Morbius got a full trailer.
No one wants that. Also, that Morbius movie's been like pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Terminally.
You know what's funny is that I think we talked about this, or at least I talked about it on the podcast, but we talked about Morbius getting delayed, and then a week later it got pushed back even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I remember that. I feel like it's like a weekly ritual now to push back Morbius. And to push back Black Widow.
By the time it comes out, we'll be in our 80s and
I remember when they first announced Morbius
so long ago.
When I was young, we had good movies.
Yeah.
But Morbius is not one of them. Because Jared Leto is a bad actor.
Yeah.
And anyone to give me an Oscar for that one? You're welcome.
I know people are going to talk about it. Well, if they mention us talking about the Jared Leto, I just want to say now that even in the Snyder Cut, he wasn't good at all. So Take that what you will.
Jared Leto was the worst part of the Snyder Cut, and he was only there for a few
I
minutes.
still don't know why that scene was put in there. Like it does not help the movie in any way.
I mean, do I even have to say this? Jared Leto's bad. He's just bad.
Yeah.
Don't care if you like Suicide Squad, because it's a trash movie. And the worst part of that trash movie is Jared Leto. I don't care about your haircut. Jared Leto is probably worse than that one. Most definitely worse.
When you
I
give
don't want any more.
When you give Joker a grill and write damaged on his forehead, you've already ruined that interpretation of the Joker.
If you make Joker look like a SoundCloud rapper, you're doing something wrong. And you SoundCloud rappers out there better take offense.
Oh man, I know Alter's gonna be watching this and he's gonna be pissed. All right, that's it for today's podcast. Yeah,
it's been real.
Not really whole much here to talk about, but
pan the runtime.
Yeah, we probably pan the fuck out of this episode.
Yeah.
But I still had fun.
Yep, I always have fun.
Yeah.
On the Speaking Nerd podcast.
We didn't mention it, but earlier this week that May the 4th, Star Wars Day happened, and I want to know in the comments what you guys did for Star Wars Day, if anything. Yeah. You could say that you did.
And if you watch Rise of the Skywalker, screw you.
You can even tell us you did nothing, and that'll be fine. But
my parents' anniversary was on the May 4th, so there you go.
Yeah. I watched Return of the Jedi, and that was it.
As you should.
Yes.
Return of the Jedi is really underrated.
Mm-hmm. I almost watched Empire, but I was like, meh. I've watched that like way too many times for, because that's pretty much my go-to Star Wars.
Is there such a thing?
Because usually that's my go-to Star Wars movie. Times? And then I was like,
it's the best.
Yeah. And I was like, I haven't watched Return of the Jedi in a while. I was like, I watched that. And yeah, it's not terrible. It's not the best, but it's not awful compared to some other Star Wars movies. But yeah.
It's like my second or third favorite.
Yeah. But anyway, what do you have planned for your channel that you'd like to tell the audience about?
Okay. One, I've got a Batman vs. the Phantasm video coming up. I'm going to write the script and record it. I've just been too lazy. Forgive me. I've been too busy binging Gotham, so it's hard to turn myself away from that.
Mm-hmm.
I also will be making some videos on Gotham because it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the show for a second time, which is a blessing.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be continuing my favorite film series, and after that I'm gonna do like some videos on my favorite live action TV shows, which is as follows: Smallville, Gotham, Chuck, Psych, Doctor Who. That's gonna be a while.
Right.
So on.
Right.
How about you?
For me, well, I'm finally getting to the editing stages for the Arkham Knight video, and hopefully I can have it out by the end of the month. So that's the only thing I'm really working on. I have other videos that I've like got recorded on the side, one of which is a video with both me and AJ, but I'm just they're going to be coming out for sure, but I'm just going to be dedicating my time to the Arkham Knight video and finally not delaying it more than it needed to be. So that's pretty much it for
Finishing
me.
the series.
Yes. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just about it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Links for our YouTubes and Twitters down in the description below. So go
And
check us
tune
out.
in next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.
To check out next time when hopefully we have everybody here and we'll have a topic to talk about.
Or at least one more person.
Yeah. Anyway, have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to take care of yourselves.
Being nerdy.
Yeah.